This week, the galley is brought to you by Dan Hernandez Baja Style Fish Batter and Dipping Sauces. This week in the galley, we're up in Shelter Cove Lodge. I'm standing next to Neil. He's the head chef here. And what Neil's going to do for us is one of those salmon we caught today. How exactly are you going to prepare that?
I'm going to do what's called a black slab salmon. It's a silver salmon that's going to be covered with molasses and horseradish and then just baked, basically.
Cool.
And it's got a good spicy, sweet flavor to it.
Now, I know this is a silver salmon that we just caught today, but if you wanted to do a king salmon, is it
you could do it with
any
salmon.
Any salmon?
Absolutely. Basically the same idea, just a different species or a different member of the same family.
Same family. All right, cool. Let's get started.
Okay. I'm going to take some kosher salt, sprinkle a little bit of that on. Some fresh cracked pepper. Some horseradish, full strength.
You just kind of drizzle that all over?
Just smear it on, get an even coating.
And
if you want it to be more spicy, you could use a spicy horseradish or whatever your preference is.
Okay.
And just smear some of that on there.
And just kind of cover it a little bit?
Just cover it.
Okay. What does the horseradish do to the flavor?
Adds a little spicy, tanginess.
A little bite to it?
Yep. And we just take our unsulfured molasses. And you can see where they get the color and the name.
Every time I see molasses put on a dish, I think of it as being like a liquid brown sugar.
Similar. It's got a little more of a slightly more tart flavor to it, but very, very similar. And in the oven it goes. Okay.
And how long are we going to let that cook for?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Any other tips you can tell people about cooking salmon?
Salmon, you don't want to overcook it.
Well, that's true with any fish.
Absolutely, especially when you have fish that's this fresh and handled the way we handle it here. You don't want to cook it more than medium at the most, preferably medium rare. You want to keep that fish nice and moist and keep all that flavor inside.
Is it ready?
I believe it is.
Oh man, that looks great. Okay, so all you did really was just add a little bit of pepper, your salt, and the molasses.
Yeah, and a little bit of horseradish.
Of course, the horseradish. This looks good. Now, this is cooked up nice and fast. That is so good.
Delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really good. You can taste the molasses and the horseradish. I wasn't sure how those two flavors would go together.
And neither are overpowering.
No, with the salmon's such a strong tasting fish, it just goes great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. Neil does a great job here at Shelter Cove Lodge. If you want to try this, you can do this dish at home. But I tell you, if you come visit the lodge, ask him to cook it up for you. He'd be glad to. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action here on Sport Fishing.